Alright, we got my MacBook Air, and I realized for some reason this thing wasn't recovering, but I've just got the bottom on. I'm going to be replacing the battery. So, be replacing the battery here. I hadn't got too far. So, let's get this on our way. So, we're going to take this little connector here, right here, and I'm going to lightly pull it just straight out towards me. Then I'm going to remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws, and then the battery should, I've already got those removed. Just want to get something under it to kind of pick it up. You should be able to just lift up the battery. There we go. Just grab it like that. So, where's the old battery? Not swollen or anything, but no charge. And I got my new battery, which looks the same. It's not Apple, but it's pretty close. I mean, it looks pretty good. I don't lie. It'll be fun. It's an old, what is it, 2014, 2015 MacBook Air. This thing's at the end of its life. There we go. Now, we'll slide that in. Now our screws will go in. We got long screws back here. So, long screw goes in the middle here. I think I will get that lined up and put it in first. I don't need to be too tight here. Just tighten that right down with that in the middle. Awesome. Use one of these. And over here we'll get a tall one. The other tall one will go on this other corner here. So that'll be our 3 longer ones. Those are all 3 the same. So we're gonna tighten those down. Then we'll go to our short ones here. So there's 2 short ones in either of the bottom corners. One bottom corner here, one bottom corner here. I know, hard to see, but it's what it is. And they're tiny, tiny little guys. So, let's get that on its way. Put one in here. Don't go too tight. These are just teeny tiny screws going into aluminum. Alright. This time I'm doing a better job of organizing my screws out. While I'm here, I'm going to take our heat sink and our fan out. They're just right here. And I'm going to make sure they're clean. So, heat sink should be a few screws. It's the same size screws as the battery. That's what holds it to the CPU there. This little guy. I'm going to set those aside. It's our SSD if you want to replace your SSD. It's your Wi-Fi card if you want to replace that. Put a thermal pad on this. It looks like one over here at the very end to hold the end down. And this one that holds the end down, it is longer. Much longer. Say, it's quite a bit bigger. So we'll put him over here by himself. Pull our little gasket off carefully. Pull it up. Make sure there's nothing hiding under it. There's nothing hiding under it. We got it all. Looks like it's just stuck to the CPU is all. So I'm gonna need to put a little pressure on him. But I want to do it where, there we go, where it won't get anything. There's a screw hiding. It's hiding way down in here, in this corner, underneath this, where the CPU, underneath this wireless wire and stuff. So let me get in there with my purple driver here. I knew I had some sort of issue going on. It wasn't releasing. Let's see. This should be pretty clean. This hadn't had much use. I think I may order a logic board because you can't upgrade the memory in this. And I ordered it with a literally shit amount of RAM. So this MacBook only has an i5, but it only has 4 gigs. And, well, that's just a crap amount of RAM. I was noticing I could order a pretty affordable logic board with better amounts. So, yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Is to order that. When I order that, then that should start Windows update on there. Okay. Let's get our little rag. Let's get a little cleaner. Let's just go crazy here. Oh. There's that. That looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. We're just gonna, there we go. Let's dry it up here. Now for the CPU heatsink here. And I need to see those fins or anything, or block. They look pretty good. Again, not a lot of use on this because I ordered it with a, I wasn't thinking, and I ordered it with a horrible amount of RAM, and would have used it more if it had a decent amount of RAM. But that didn't happen. Clean, shiny. Now we'll get some of our thermal pad here. And put our thermal pad on. Okay, finally getting low on my thermal pad. Been using this on GPUs and everything for a while. It's pretty good. Bought it to replace the GPU in my Mac. Well, that worked good. Worked well on everything. It's been a pretty good little thermal pad. It's kept temperatures in a decent range. Don't know if it's phase change or not, like the PTM 7950, but this isn't too bad, because this here basically is a point where you don't have to replace anything, but, or it's easy to replace. Stuff like this. But we get into I'm going to take this fan out. Just touch the lip and just carefully pull. And these guys, they come out like so. Yes. Got one screw here. One screw here. One screw over there. Already took one screw out. So we are golden. And we're just going to carefully I mean, this fan is really clean in there. I don't think it needs anything. But this is going to allow me to put the heat sink down in. Easier, better, more efficient like. So I can hit that right on. And there's little guy. Carefully sit like that. Awesome. Awesome. Then I'm going to put these little ones back in first to hold it. These little tiny ones went in there. CPU here. So we're just going to do that. This MacBook new. Like I said, I'm thinking about changing the logic board because just right here, it's really simple to change. Again, these are tiny screws as well. I don't know if that's just what they're going in, so. Last little one holds the CPU there. Now, a little one will go through the end of my little guy down here. Hold If I can get him in. See, we can't forget that. Then he just kind of fits in. Then our fan, we can now get in under this rubber gasket better. And we'll just kind of slip that cable back. That'll fit under it. That's nice. Then we got one. Black screw here. And we'll just slightly start it. Got a shorter one that goes down behind this cable here in the back of the fan. And we just kind of want to get that started. Just a few turns. Then we've got this one that goes down through over here. It's a little bit longer. These two are same size. That one's shorter. At least that's the way it came out of my MacBook, and this little MacBook's never been apart. So now, call me lucky, call me whatever. Never been apart till now. Now, we're going to put our cable back. And it's just going to got little connections like that, and they just press in. Oh, so carefully. So, and it's got a little adhesive pad here, which should be able to re-stick. But first, we want to get it there we go, press that down. And let's make sure she boots before I double check our stuff here. Here she is back in her glory. Let's make sure she boots. We're gonna hit the power here. I mean, the battery came with this MacBook. Didn't look bad. But it wasn't holding a charge. Hey, we have an Apple logo. I have an Apple logo. Alright. Spin you around here. And use that around and the Apple on. Let's flip it back and make sure everything is going. Fan is spinning. It's not over winding up. Doesn't look like it's overheating. Our pad's making good contact. Let's see. Hey, we actually have a battery charge. Look at that. So, there we go. We got a spinning wheel waiting to boot. About this Mac. You know, for 4 gigs, it's pretty decent. I'm not gonna lie. Overview. See, that's my biggest regret right there. But I have found logic boards with even an i7. I still like this computer. It's a nice computer. And power. Hibernate mode 3. Where's our charge cycle? Battery power, timer, minute. Oh, that's not what I want. GPS charge. Should give a cycle count here. Oh, there it goes. Cycle count 1. 42% charged right out of the box. That's a pretty decent speed with the battery. Boom. Shutting down. And come on now. There we go. Shut her down. Let's flip it over. And we're going to put the base back on, which I have down here. It's just going to sit down in there. We're going to line up our holes, okay? Then we're going to sit it in here. These are our holes we're going to line up. And then we've got these long screws here. They're going to go at the back, right here. In fact, they're going to go long screw, another long screw. Okay. And we're going to have a long screw on the end. So we're going to have long. This back corner gets a short back here, and this corner gets short screw. Alright. So we'll use our blue driver that came with our thing, and we'll just, that's not magnetic like the other one. We're going to get these started. At least the two in the center. So that's what we're going to do here. We'll start one at the front too. Kind of across the rows. Alright. Tighten those down. Should be lined up. I should. Again, you want to be careful not to strip any of these. I'm knocking crap off. And we'll put a little one in this back corner, like I said, a short one. The short ones go in the back corner back here. I grabbed the wrong screwdriver. That takes the blue one. I end up, by the time I replace them all on all these MacBooks, I end up with a ton. These screwdrivers, because in my 13-inch MacBook Pro, I still haven't done my 15. I mean, it's holding a charge still, but I may go ahead and just do it. I don't know how many cycle counts it's had. I've not checked it, but the 15s use more than these. I'm not gonna lie. '15s use more than these. Now, some more short for the front here. Just tip one, and then the back corner. All the screws around. And we'll go to the back corner. Like I said, both of the back corners are short screws on the air. Come on, get it in the hole. So, now we got this one going. There's 10 screws on this, it looks like. Alright. Got the bottoms on. Let's see how our thermals look with our new thermal pad. Alright. Power that up. Just grab my macbook charger. MagSafe tool. Oh, is MagSafe tool not plugged in? MagSafe 2 is not plugged in. Let's shut this Windows laptop down. Now, that is done. Plug in. I put this HP down here. I need to finish it later. And plug in my Apple adapter. Right. Alright. Yeah. And you may move it to applications. We are charging. Alright. Awesome. %, charging. Well, what were we gonna do? I think turn off your light. There we go, so it's not glaring and I can see. So now, thermals. Thermals. This thing still moves really well. It was getting pretty hot before. Getting pretty hot before. There's our. We're at 50 under idle. Our CPU cores are 45 to 50, it looks like, bouncing around. Proximity's 48. Keeping her nice and cool. So that's good. See, do for YouTube here. This is where this machine got to fall right on its butt. I know that, but doesn't support that, so it can't have it. Hey, okay. YouTube. You know what? It actually seems a little more responsive with the new battery. These would get like at 90. My cores were at like 90. Playing a video. We were in the 90s. So there's the problem. 4 gig of RAM is just not enough for this girl. See, everything just so slow. Let's lower it down to like 1080. If I lower it down to 1080 or 720, it's fine. See, now. But it does not do anything above 1080. Otherwise it freezes like that. But it's still pretty good. We did a full screen run. We are in the 70s, 80s. It's not bad. HD graphics are at 69, 70. Proximity. That's not heat soaking, that's good. Core average is 80. Our core average before would get up there like 90, 91. That's Celsius. See, it plays fine at 1080. That's why I was thinking another motherboard, but we'll see. I do like this because it's a light little, just a light little book. And the thermal pad I'm using is great for stuff that's hard to get into. This really isn't hard to get into. I could have put some Arctic or something on here, but you know, that's what we got, and came out fine, and yeah. Don't have to replace that still because it didn't dry out like thermal paste. There's the MacBook. All its glory. MacBook Air. All its glory. So, that's cool. And I notice it cools down pretty fast, back down in the 50s. Let's see what I got a pretty aggressive fan curve set. So what if I set it back to, oh no, what will it do? We'll get up there. How hot will Mac OS let this get? Oh my god. I wish it would quit just snagging at me. I know. It is definitely faster since.
Car and Driver magazine says that Mazda CX-30 is a pleasure to pilot on a twisty road. Motor Trend praised its interior refinement.
Definitely better. Let's see. Alright. So, this is why I like Mac Fan Control. You know what? Hey, there's our 90-degree plus temps. Keep it in check, though. It really is. It's still better. Without that set, it was getting way high. So this thermal pad, I'm going to link in the description. It's a good thermal pad. I wouldn't use it on anything intensive like a big quad core. It's definitely worked great for like my iMac all-in-one. On the AMD card in that. It was getting a little hot. And those are a pain to tear apart with the glued-in screen. But look, it's keeping it. The fan's barely running. And it's keeping them cores just nice and chilly. So that's pretty good. But again, I'll let this start at 45. Yeah, it keeps it nice and lower. And of course the thermal pad definitely helped. So, there you have it. This is the, I want to say 14. So I think it was, yeah, early 14 MacBook Air. 13-inch. Awesome. Very awesome. Alright. So that's been my battery replacement video and thermal pastry video on my MacBook Air. Y'all have a great day. Thanks for watching.